Good morning, everybody. This is IR Vibes Info Entertainment Reviews. Here we are, as promised, with your latest weather, basically sticking to all the latest earthquake activity, and of course, updating you with all this weird weather anomaly. What do you guys think about all this going on? It's a big talk all over the place, news, YouTube, everywhere. Recently, my last update along the West Coast, as you've seen from previous, if you haven't yet seen it, you guys are new here, go back a few days and watch those updates. Everything that you're seeing here in the red is nothing but contamination, you could say, in the best words. There was a couple hazards throughout the whole West Coast, all over Alaska, all over the whole East Coast. And everything that you're seeing here in the dark red, these are all red flag warnings, basically due to the extreme heat waves that we are getting throughout this whole northern United States. It's pretty, very unprecedented anomaly going on. So everybody knows about the Fukushima, and I've said this from the beginning. Something I'm going to bring up real quick, you guys. Nobody listened from the very beginning of this happened. And here we are now that all these years later, so many people are so overwhelmed. And there's some of you that are devastated. Well, to those who didn't say I was correct, don't say I didn't say so. Here's the deal. I'm gonna show you somebody named Kevin. I'm a big follower of him on YouTube. You guys, I'll leave you a link. Go check him out. So the state of Oregon, throughout the whole state of Oregon, they actually basically announced state of emergency because there's no fish. There is no fish along the West Coast. And I've been talking about this, you guys. Everyone's wondering about all this weather anomaly. Well, what do you think it has to do with all this weird heat wave, all this odd weather? BP Earthwatch, everybody's talking about it. A lot of it does have to do with the solar eruptions from the sun. Don't get me wrong, but that's not even nearly the percentage of what people are really thinking. I'm not going to go so much into details, but just want to make myself clear with you guys. When you're seeing all this weird, multiple different colors of waves and all this stuff coming across the whole Pacific and into the United States, well, don't forget to think about Fukushima. Guys, we're 6 years in, over 6 years in. Do you guys really realize of exactly the situation that this world is in right now? And it's not just the world, it's every single living human being. And that includes everybody. And I mean everybody. So as you can see here, they're still claiming gale warning, small craft advisory, gale warning again. You have small craft advisory again. And this is just Alaska. This has been going on for literally the last few weeks since I got this updates on this software here, bringing it to you guys, since I've been keeping eyes on it. Now Washington, they have a issue with a hydraulic outlook. Idaho got a couple issues going on as well with a hydraulic outlook. What you see in the blue is a slight flood warning. Wyoming is also having issues, hydraulic outlook. North Dakota, hydraulic outlook. Take a look at Iowa, dense fog advisory, but of course that is very common for those areas. And quite a bit of flood still. Things have lightened up. But when you come back along to the coastal areas, Take a look near Houston. Also, there's a heat advisory. Mexico is getting hit pretty bad. Florida, surprisingly, for being where they're at, red flag warning. So some I just had to bring up real quick, you guys. Now, of course, everything, those of you who have been watching, all this that you see highlighted in the reddish yellowish dots, these are all the current earthquakes going on this very second. And the last update, of course, we weren't getting really much information. But you have to remember, every source is only putting out so much of data. So that's why I'm using the USGS, you figure Earthquake 3D. And of course, I'm using globalincidentmaps.com. If you guys haven't checked that out, very, very legit. They're always on point. But you have to have multiple sources just to stay up to date, just so you know exactly what's what. So that's the deal on that. So now, since all this has been going on, it's been nothing but a mess. And so I was catching up with Kevin earlier, and well, here he comes. He comes out and started talking about Oregon. The whole state of Oregon just came out and announced basically there's no fish. There's no fish, you guys. What do you think the rest of the West Coast? What about Alaska? Oh boy, I've been saying this for the longest time, and that's why I stopped talking about it, because nobody listened. Very few of you listened. But no, hardly anybody listened. You know, we're all caught up in our lives, trying to survive, take care of one of another. But at the same time, people really need to start waking up and start focusing on what's going on. Because let me tell you what, if you guys don't think that things are going to get any worse, things are getting worse minute by minute, day by day. And people are really not thinking about it that much. It's not like Mother Earth is going to turn around and fix herself just like that. Now, it's not Japan's fault. A lot of people are blaming Japan because of the Fukushima incident. Hey, that was a 9.0 magnitude earthquake that struck, and thank goodness that 9.0 didn't strike right on land. I don't know exactly how many kilometers out that 9.0 struck, but it was still, as distant as it was, it caused a global mass devastation to this whole world. Everything that is in the ocean. And it's funny because people had ignored this for so many years and just said, we're gonna be fine. You guys, all this weather anomaly that is happening is part of that condition currently going on right now as we speak. And just recently we have Dabu 77 came out, mentioned it too as well. And we have a humongous wave, a massive wave coming right in to North America, and it is covering the whole state, even parts of Canada, parts of Alaska. It is a blanket covering all of North America, and it's not just from what's coming above, you guys. And I just want to kind of get my point out there and really try to make you guys think and open up, because that's exactly what's going on. You know, people should have known this from the very beginning. I didn't want to go too long into this update, but I did want to kind of bring this topic up and really make it clear and try to get this through to many of you out there. Because this is not a movie. even though it feels like you're in a movie, but this is pure reality, you guys. So we're living on a nickel and dime of this planet, not including to forget about the earthquakes and everything else on top of it. You get the point where I'm coming from. Anyhow, made myself clear on that as far as this weird weather anomaly. If you think otherwise, hey, let me know what you guys think down below. Hit me up in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. But this was something that I had to bring up. Just everyone's focusing on the weather. And it's not, guys, not that difficult to really put the puzzle together and figure out exactly what's going on. So there it is, you guys. You let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm not going to be going on and on. I only have to say this once and that's it. So continuing on, the rest of the coastline, take a look. It wasn't as bad as the last couple of days. We got a 1.9 magnitude just 12 hours ago, striking Pengbus. Basically, this is towards the east coast. Also, small craft advisory for hazardous sea. Hazardous seas advisory. When this was first noticed to me, when I did this very first update and brought it to you, what do you think was going through my mind when they said hazardous sea advisory? And if nobody could get that clear and get this through, well, then I guess nothing is, you guys. But a lot of you who follow me on this channel, you guys know exactly where I'm coming from. But of course, there's a lot of people who just, I guess, don't get it. Small craft advisory. But again, the East Coast is not hit as bad as it was about 3 days ago. Literally every coastline from Alaska, cutting all the way along the west coast past California, San Diego, past Mexico, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, and so forth, Philadelphia, was all nothing but a hazardous sea problem going on. And that's all you're gonna hear. That's all you're gonna get. But you gotta remember, in those words alone, if that doesn't say enough, and then you add this weather and this massive, huge blanket of this whatever blob, I guess you could call it a blob because many people are calling this a blob. And we're expected to get hit by this within the next day and a half, 2 days maximum, if that. So, if you guys do a lot of outside exercising and all that stuff, try not to be out too much. Nobody likes to be cooped up, but again, just heads up high. You guys, really, keep your eyes open and just be alert. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, nothing much going on. As far as Australia and as well for South America, earthquakes still the same. Nothing has changed since the last update, but again, I will keep you guys posted here later on. And don't forget, you guys, lots of love. I really appreciate all of you. That's why I do this. I do this as a hobby. I enjoy it, but again, I like to bring my point and bring it exactly how it is. And hopefully maybe my point gets to many other channels and gets brought up. This is IR Vibes, info, entertainment, reviews. Heads up high, be grounded, love, live, smile.